Lesson 1A, Bitcoin History. In 2008, the Bitcoin whitepaper was published to a cryptography mailing list authored by Satoshi Nakamoto. This was a very interesting point in cryptocurrency history. Satoshi Nakamoto sent a mailing list, his white paper, his solution to a decentralized peer-to-peer network, and it was the first of its kind. Now, Satoshi Nakamoto is credited with the creation of Bitcoin, but no one actually knows who Satoshi Nakamoto really is. Is Satoshi Nakamoto some Japanese guy who was good at economics as well as technology? Is it a group of people? Is it the CIA? Is it the US government? Who knows? No one knows actually who Satoshi Nakamoto really is. But one thing that makes Bitcoin so special and a little bit even more secure is the fact that we don't really know who actually created this protocol. The reason that we don't even know who created this protocol is actually giving way to more security, because now there's no one central point to go to ask questions or to interrogate or to sue or anything like that. There's nobody to turn to in terms of Bitcoin to say, hey, we want this to get shut down. I think not knowing who actually created Bitcoin gives way to even more security. But in 2008, the Bitcoin white paper was published, and this was an historic day in cryptocurrency history. Now, in 2009, the Bitcoin blockchain started being used. So I believe it was January 3rd, 2009, the Bitcoin blockchain was actually in use. And again, another historic day in cryptocurrency history. So just a few more facts about Bitcoin, and these are actually very valid in understanding Bitcoin. So the smallest unit of a Bitcoin is actually named after Satoshi, and it is 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin, and it's called a Satoshi or a sat. If you're in the space, you might hear some people saying sats or sat, but a Satoshi is 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin, and it is the smallest unit of a Bitcoin. So there are 100 million sats in a Bitcoin, and this is something that's actually very valid in terms of understanding Bitcoin, because generally, unless you're a high roller, most people aren't going to be dealing in whole Bitcoins, and the network is actually made up of collections of Satoshis, right? You don't necessarily have a lot of people that have one whole Bitcoin, and if you get into how Bitcoin actually works, you'll start to realize what the protocol is actually doing behind the scenes. But understanding Satoshis and understanding how much a Satoshi is and what it means in relation to Bitcoin is actually a very important thing to note.